I was like dating older guys, right? I was, what, 20?
I was only 15 years old, so.
Goldie Hawn has always shimmered like sunlight in the world of Hollywood. From her carefree laugh to her breezy elegance, she's been America's sweetheart for over half a century. But at 79, Goldie is no longer playing the role everyone expected. She's stepping out from behind the spotlight with a revelation that's more intimate, more painful, and more powerful than anything she's ever shared before. Her legacy has long been tied to laughter. Whether it was a slapstick line on Laugh-In or a heartfelt performance in Private Benjamin, audiences saw Goldie as the woman who could brighten any room. But in her own quiet moments, she carried something far heavier than the world ever knew. A piece of her past, buried for decades, that she never thought she'd speak of publicly. And then, in a moment that took everyone by surprise, she did. It happened during a quiet interview in early 2025. Goldie was discussing her charitable foundation, nothing out of the ordinary. But then the conversation shifted. When asked about the one thing she regretted never doing in her youth, she paused. And then, softly, she said, "I gave up a child. And I've lived with that choice every day since." The interviewer went silent. The world once again saw her not as a star but as a woman. A woman who had faced heartbreak, loneliness, and impossible decisions long before fame came calling. Goldie's early life was filled with dance shoes and piano notes. Her mother ran a busy dance school, and her father filled their home with classical music. Art wasn't just a hobby, it was the foundation of their lives. By age 4, Goldie was already performing in ballets, stealing hearts before she even knew what a camera was. But inside that creative whirlwind, Goldie always felt a strange sense of absence. As a teenager, she was rebellious but sensitive. And at 19, she found herself pregnant, scared, alone, and completely unprepared. The father was never named, and her family encouraged her to move forward and protect her future. Goldie gave birth quietly and made the heartbreaking choice to give the baby up for adoption. She never forgot that child. And though she rose to stardom soon after, something inside her remained unfinished. Her meteoric rise began in the late 1960s when she joined Laugh-In and instantly became the breakout star. Viewers fell in love with her infectious personality, her comedic timing, and that unmistakable sparkle in her eyes. But Goldie wasn't just funny, she was brilliant. And when she starred in Cactus Flower, her emotional depth earned her an Academy Award. The dumb blonde image had been shattered. Throughout the 70s and 80s, she was unstoppable. Hits like Shampoo, Foul Play, and Private Benjamin made her one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. But behind the glowing headlines and magazine covers was a woman who still struggled with a wound no camera could capture. In her personal life, Goldie sought stability but found heartbreak. Her first marriage, to dancer Gus Triconis, faded slowly. He wasn't unkind, but they were growing apart, chasing different dreams. Her second marriage, to musician Bill Hudson, was passionate but chaotic. They had 2 beautiful children, Kate and Oliver, but the foundation was fragile. Goldie once admitted she had doubts even on their wedding day. And in the years that followed, those doubts became reality. Their divorce was messy. Bill accused Goldie of keeping him away from their children, while Goldie tried to shelter her family from the noise. Over time, Oliver and Kate chose to step back from their biological father and embraced Kurt Russell as the man they trusted. The public didn't always understand. Some criticized her choices, others labeled her difficult. But through it all, she held her children close and moved forward. Then came Kurt. When they met again on the set of Swing Shift, something just clicked. Kurt Russell wasn't dazzled by her fame. He saw the real Goldie. The two laughed endlessly, supported each other fiercely, and never needed a wedding ring to prove their bond. For over 4 decades, they've stood side by side, weathering storms and celebrating victories with quiet grace. Kurt never pushed Goldie to revisit the past, but he listened. In private, she shared the story of the child she gave away. "You were a child yourself," he told her once. "You did the best you could." That single sentence became a kind of healing. Not forgiveness, not closure, but a soft place to land. In 2025, when Goldie finally told the world she didn't do it for sympathy, she did it for herself and for the millions of women who carry silent stories like hers. Her words didn't trend online for the wrong reasons. They resonated. 'Cause this wasn't a scandal, it was a testament to love, loss, and the lifelong process of healing. Goldie Hawn has lived a life most can only dream of. She's danced in sold-out theaters, lit up silver screens, and raised a family full of laughter. But her most meaningful legacy may not be a movie role or an award. It may be her honesty. Her courage to say, "This happened. And I'm still here." At 79, Goldie Hawn continues to shine, but now it's with a different kind of light. One shaped not by fame, but by truth. And that may be the most beautiful role she's ever played.